Welcome back to Money and Main Street. I'm Carrie Lee. And now it's time for Ask the Experts. We're coming to you today from Chateau Caterers, a family-owned and operated establishment run by the Scotto brothers. Today, joining us, James Nemley. James is the CEO of the Better Business Builders and also the host of Building Your Extraordinary Business on Blog Talk Radio. Also joining us today, Randy Shubin-Dressner, President and CEO of Island Harvest, Long Island's largest hunger relief organization. And finally, Jim Kelly, CEO of JV Kelly Group, an expense management firm. Jim is also very active on the Huntington Chamber of Commerce. Thank you all for joining us today. Let's start with the economy, because that's something on everyone's minds these days, whether you're an individual, a business owner, how to survive the economic slump. And I know a lot of people have lost a lot of money in their portfolios, and a lot of business owners like yourself, Jim, wondering how to weather this storm. What's your advice to start?
My strongest plan for my company right now is what's my plan B and what's my plan C should that plan B fail. It's always planning ahead. If you were a sailor or if you're a boater and you see a storm coming, you immediately put on your life vest, you immediately batten down the hatches, and you get ready for the oncoming storm. There may be a second dip in this recession. A number of people have been talking about that. It's very possible. What are you doing to prepare yourself, and what is your plan B should you lose your job or should your company go south? If you don't have one, you're going to have a major problem, and you won't survive the second recession.
And James, you help people to create businesses or to market their businesses or to get the word out there for their businesses. How do those dynamics, how do those tenets change when the economy is in such bad shape like it is now? What are you telling people?
Well, it's the same thing that Jim said. When I'm working with small businesses, we're working on contingency planning as well. So these types of things really shouldn't take anybody totally by surprise. You do have to have a plan B, a plan C. But one of the things that people forget about is that when there's a downturn in the economy, for a business owner, it doesn't just hurt them in their businesses. They have a battle to fight on two fronts. They also are regular everyday citizens. So how do they handle that downturn from a perspective of being homeowners, parents, the whole 9 yards, and then how do they do it at their business place? So when we're working with them, we're putting contingencies into place. We're looking at what goes on out there, what market is being impacted, and does that market directly impact what they're doing? That's very important because not every market area has been negatively impacted by the downturn. So it's understanding the marketplace and how that might affect both your business and how it will affect you personally, and then having contingency plans in place in the event that that happens.
And Randy, let's talk about Island Harvest, because you're the biggest organization on Long Island that provides hunger relief for people. How have you seen your numbers change from a business perspective, but also from a help perspective, people coming to you for help during this economic slump?
You know, we've seen a growth in 3 areas at Island Harvest. The first one is the number of people who are coming to the agencies we're giving food to. There's been a surge in the number of people looking for food assistance in the past couple of years, dramatically. In some cases, our agencies are saying it's more than 50% of the number of people coming in. What we found is that a lot of people who were upper middle class and middle class people who were living wonderful lives, were supporting their families, had great homes and great cars, had the rug pulled out from underneath them. Either it was an illness or it was the recession, and they lost everything. And this is typically a community that is not accustomed to asking for help. So they are indeed a new face of hunger looking for food assistance.
Okay, and James, I will give you the last word in terms of people maybe looking to start a new career path or go out on their own, because you get this entrepreneurial sort of edge sometimes when you lose your job. What are you telling people there?
I'm seeing a lot of that happening. A lot of people wanting to become self-employed. There are executives out there that have been out in the marketplace. They're 50-something. The chances of them being able to pick up where they left off is slim and none. Well, the Labor Department has enabled them to go out and get training and the like to become self-employed. And I provide a lot of that training, and I've seen a big upsurge in that. Problem is that not everybody was built to be an entrepreneur. So it's whether or not you're doing this because this was the passion that you've always had, now is the opportunity, or you're doing it just because you can't find a job. And more times than not, that's the case. So you're not really going to succeed as an entrepreneur if that's the reason why you're doing it.
Okay, you might get it out of your system now, at least. All right, we will leave it there. Thanks, as always, for your time today. James Nemley, Randy Shubin-Dressner, and Jim Kelly. And, of course, our thanks to Chateau Caterers in Coral Place. It's a wonderful place to host a wedding, a corporate event, or anything in between.